Welcome to California Edition. My name is Brad Pomerance. We are joined today by Marion Ashley. He's a member of the Board of Supervisors in Riverside County, serving as vice chair. So you have a great district, I must say. Some beautiful communities, but specifically for my family, we love the Desert Hills Outlet Mall. I mean, what can I say? Right in Cabazon. Tell us all about the mall.
Well, we love it as well. And you know, the Desert Hills premium outlets have been there for many years, and they've just thrived. It's an international destination. People come all over the world to shop there.
Literally.
Literally.
You're not kidding.
They come to Palm Springs or whatever.
Right.
They beeline right back to that mall.
Was the mall one of the first in terms of the trend to build outlets?
I believe it was one of the earliest ones.
Right.
Owned by the Simon Group, who owns many really similar malls around. But I say similar. This was recently expanded. We did a fast track application with the Simon Group and move it along as fast as possible. And one of the reasons is it is a great amenity for the area and for the visitors. And also it generates 40% of all the sales taxes in the unincorporated area of Riverside County.
And let's talk about how these businesses drive the economy, not only in the Coachella Valley or near the Coachella Valley, but the entire Riverside County area and the IE generally.
Well, this is part of our tourism and recreational industry. And also they created hundreds of new jobs. And you'll say, well, these are store jobs. These are store manager jobs as well. And most of these folks are on commission, so they earn a lot of money there. And the Simon Group brought in some higher lines. I couldn't name them all.
No,
my wife is the expert on this. But some higher lines, and it's really they up their premium. And as a result, even though we increased the space by 50%, the sales taxes are going to increase by 100%. It's going to double.
Could you give us a sense as to why this particular outlet is so darn successful? There are outlets all over the country, but this one is known for being one of the most successful, not only in the nation, but the world.
Location. Right there in the pass, right is the entrance into the Palm Springs resort area, and right next to the Morongo Casino Resort. And a lot of people come stay at the casino resort. They go over and they enjoy the Morongo, and they do maybe a little gambling, and then they come over and spend their money if they have any left. And I must say, thank God for credit cards.
When we vacation in the Coachella Valley, there is no doubt that my family, either on the way there or on the way back, will stop there, and I buy half my wardrobe at the Desert Hills Premium Outlet Mall. But I do notice, like you said, a tremendous clientele filled with international visitors.
Yeah, you can see it. You hear the languages.
Busloads. Busloads.
No, they're bringing in by busloads, and you walk around, you hear languages from all over the world, and they're all burdened down with these heavy bags full of very expensive merchandise.
But they couldn't be happier.
And that sales tax is important because that's what we do, to pay for our services.
Roads and bridges and hospitals. So explain for us.
Public safety.
Explain for us how the sales tax element operates, because I believe that the outlet malls is it on Native American land or is it outside of it?
It's on privately owned land. Simon owns the land.
I see. Okay.
And then the Morongo Nation owns a lot of property right around that area.
Got it. So it's symbiotic. I mean,
they work together. They're sort of tied together. And they've worked together. For example, the Morongo Nation, they have a sewage treatment plant, the only one available in the area, and they've offered those services to the premium mall.
Fantastic.
So they were able to do that because they had their leach fields right out in that parking lot before, and now that parking lot is no longer exists. That parking lot has all these stores, and they build big parking structures over in the corners, and on the same footprint, they basically increased their output by 50%.
So the mall, you said, added 50% space. Is it done?
It's done. It's been operating since May.
And you've already seen sales tax
sales tax are
beyond.
spiking. We figure the first full year it's going to double.
Couldn't come at a better time.
And what we did, we were concerned. This is like a city out there during the day, and you're out in an area where there's low habitation. You don't have many people live in the area. 3,000 or 4,000 people. And our police patrols, where sheriff patrols, were based on that. So part of what we did, we is a motion that I put forward, and with Supervisor Benoit, also sharing in that we are setting aside 25% of the increase in sales taxes. And first we're putting a sheriff's detail there. 3 sheriff's deputies are there all the time. 1 that's working with the merchants, and 2 that are patrolling all the time, so people feel safe.
And you want to make sure that
we want people to get a nice, safe shopping experience, and we want to create more sales. And the rest of the money, we'll generate about $1 million a year that way, maybe.
Well, congratulations.
The rest of it we're putting into road improvements in the area to help make it easier to get in and out of the area.
I want to ask, before you joined the Board of Supervisors, I understand you were a water board member. And so you know extremely well how this region and our state is suffering dramatically as a result of the drought that continues. I was recently at Shasta Dam in Redding, California. Even to this lay person, I could see that water level was dropping. There were islands in the middle of the dam that shouldn't have been there. Give us a sense from your purview how dramatic this drought is.
This drought is it's supposed to be the 4th worst on record.
Wow.
But it seems like it's worse than that. And it seems worse because we have more people, more dependency on water. Fortunately, like the Metropolitan Water District, which supplies the water to all the agencies like Eastern and Western, and Elsinore, Lake Elsinore Municipal Water District, Rancho, California, and they back up the city of Riverside even. They provide the water that we need, and they went back and they've recognized this could happen, and they did integrated water management planning, and they did this years ago. And I was on the Metropolitan Board when they did a lot of this back in the early 2000s. And in those scenarios, they game everything. So what if we have 3 dry years? What if we have 4? And every situation possible was allowed for in their plan. So when you have a situation like this, you hear the Metropolitan Water District General Manager says, "Oh, we have water." He says, "But we still have to conserve." But part of that plan is for us to be more careful about our water, conserve. And all the new development that we have out there is water.
Water-wise.
Water-wise.
And you think about the expansion, for example.
Landscaping, and our county, by the way, championed that even before the state regulations came into play a few years later.
I must ask, right now we're in the middle of a drought, 3 years long. I was reading a study that came out in September, Cornell, U of A, United States Geological Survey. They said that there's a 80% chance of a 10-year drought hitting western U.S., 50% chance of a 30-year drought.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm scared. Help me.
We better be thankful right now that that our political leaders all up and down the state, they come up with a water bond that makes sense, $7.5 billion.
Proposition 1.
It includes storage, more storage at Sites Reservoir, just off when you're below Oroville Dam, where our water comes from, the State Water Project. And what's happening now with the global warming or climate change, whatever it is, it's a fact. And you can argue what caused it, but it's here.
Right.
And there's probably a lot we can do about it, no matter what. But we need to. The water isn't staying up on the mountains. We used to store it in the mountains, and it wouldn't melt this fast. It's melting faster. So what happens when that water, instead of letting it run out to sea, we have to catch it, and the Sites Reservoir will enable us to catch a considerable amount of water, probably enough, to supply Southern California for an entire year.
And with Sites, are they planning to increase the size of the dam? Is that the goal?
No, the water is just right now. When the snow melt comes, the water is just running out to sea. It's being wasted, and now they're going to catch that water in Sites Reservoir, and we'll have more storage capacity than we have now. Like, for example, in Southern California, we have 1.6 million acre feet of storage capacity, and this will give us a storage capacity in that magnitude up there, above stream.
We need it.
Yep. And
his name is Marion Ashley. He is a member of the Board of Supervisors in Riverside County. My name is Brad Pomerance, and this is California Edition.